I didn't get into the business of becoming an email service provider just to become a listening post for the federal government.
In a wide-ranging interview, Lavabit creator Ladar Levison told me how he faced, in real life, a question most of us know only from the pages of Atlas Shrugged: whether to close the business in which he'd invested years of his life, or let the government use it for the destruction of his values.
And I had to weigh that against my beliefs in terms of the needs of law enforcement and my beliefs about what my users would want and about the cost. Not the monetary cost, but the cost of 400,000 people suddenly losing access to their own messages.
The government told the court that it was only after metadata on one account, information on whom that account had been contacting, that sort of thing.
And to me, the ultimate test was coming up with a solution or a compromise that would guarantee the only information that the government could access would be the information they were authorized to collect.
But the government insisted that Levison would have to let a government computer go through all the communications in and out of his system and pick out that data.
And because they weren't willing to accept any of the compromises that would limit their access to just that information, I was really left with no choice but to assume that what they really wanted to do was access the information of everyone, or access content, or collect passwords, or otherwise do something that they couldn't get the court to authorize, but do it in secret.
That wasn't just a political issue for Levison, it was an attack on his business. He had created Lavabit to sell a service, private email, and now the government was telling him he couldn't provide that service anymore.
I set up a company because I wanted to solve a problem and provide a service for my customers, and to really give them something that they were having trouble finding elsewhere. And that in doing so, I would earn a living. And that really what happened was the government came in and eliminated my ability to do that. And that with that being the case, I felt like the best decision I could make would be to shut the system down.
In protecting his users' privacy, Levison was asserting his right of property. Like the oil man Ellis Wyatt in Atlas Shrugged, Levison refused to let the business he built be used for the destruction of his values.
Ellis Wyatt thought the same thing, that he did not build his oil company. He did not work 20-hour days in the high heat and low oxygen levels of those mountains just to hand everything over to the government and let them destroy everything that he had built. And I think he made that difficult decision, the same one that I did, which is that it was better to destroy it himself, and in my case, myself, than to become that puppet of a system he can no longer believe in.
For the Atlas Society and its Business Rights Center, I'm Alexander R. Cohen.